He began to climb the wall and could see an incredibly beautiful area with children sitting near the tree and the teacher. The old man asked if our hero had come to be his companion. Milch Alpius, who was a state mage of the 4th rank. Our hero liked it for sure, so he climbed over the fence completely. He timidly began to approach everyone because he did not expect what to expect from them. The children began to shout that our hero was a commoner but not an aristocrat. They shouted that he should not come near, and he was forbidden to enter their territory at all. But only the old man said that our hero should approach, so he even asked what made our hero show such a big interest. Our hero was a little bit hesitant, but still he said that he would like to see some magic. The old man was surprised because how is it really that he had not seen magic in his life, but our hero stood there very shy. In fact, he had only read about it in a book. Children began to shout that our hero could read books as a commoner. Our hero about and said that it did not matter what magic but to show something. But the old man said that there is nothing difficult, so he will show in magic. All pupils began to look at the simple man who is our hero, and at the old man who had already lifted his hands up. Our hero was thinking how the wind could be magic, but at that very moment all pupils rose up into the air. Everybody was having a very good time, only our hero was afraid that he was going to fall down. Fear gripped him, causing him to cry out and shut his eyes tightly. But as he mustered the courage to peek again, he found himself surrounded by other students standing on solid ground. They all seemed to be having a good time observing our hero. An elderly man approached, his face warm with a kind smile. He asked our hero how he felt about magic. Curious about this new world, our hero realized that magic must mean using the mysterious powers he had just witnessed. The old man nodded and began comparing magic to something relatable, but our hero's impatience burst forth. He demanded the truth from the old man, a behavior that shocked the other pupils. Even teachers were not typically spoken to in such a manner. The headmaster, though surprised, responded with a gentle smile. He promised to explain things differently and more complexly. He described magic as defying common sense, an action that altered consciousness to explore the hidden truths of the world. Just as he was about to simplify the concept, our hero interjected unexpectedly. He proposed that magic might not be widely understood precisely because it was so closely tied to the truth. The old man was pleased with this insight and inquired if books mentioned it. Our hero admitted that while the books hinted at it, they only touched on the general aspects. He likened it to the ridicule faced by other groundbreaking ideas that were eventually proven right. Our hero expressed his suspicion that the truth lay beyond conventional wisdom. The old man was thrilled by this unconventional thinking. Our hero then asked what he needed to learn to wield magic. The old man realized he was dealing with a remarkably clever child who sought precise information despite the difficulty. This raised a question in the old man's mind. Could our hero truly accomplish this feat? Though tinged with sadness, he recognized that our hero lacked noble status. He decided to forego an intricate explanation in favor of a practical demonstration. He summoned a student named Charmin and asked her to enter the spirit zone. Our hero was intrigued. What was this spirit zone anyway? Just as he wondered, Charmin declared she had entered the zone. The old man then instructed her to guess the number of coins in his hand, a task she accomplished effortlessly. Our hero was astonished, struggling to comprehend the feat. The old man patiently elucidated that when a magician focused their mind, their senses became exquisitely attuned to the world around them. In the mystical realm of Spirit Zone, extraordinary magicians possess the power to estimate the number of leaves on distant trees. This place is like a secret world, unseen by normal eyes. The wizards who have ventured here can manipulate things in extraordinary ways. Our hero grasped this concept quickly because of a girl he saw. She didn't count coins, she simply sensed what was happening. This made our hero think that he could do it too. An old man told him that anyone could achieve this skill. The old man advised our hero to practice in a quiet space, to sense himself deeply. But it wasn't for just anyone. Not everyone could do it. Success would open up a new world, the old man said. Our hero understood. He was determined to prove himself and win. The old man was pleased with his determination. Our hero stood still, focused, feeling everything around him. He wondered, what is me? Is it just my brain? He realized his feelings were more than his physical body. Slowly, he peeled away the layers of his self-concept. He realized he was a sensitive spirit. Suddenly he saw something, the old man asking what he felt. Our hero replied, I heard a sound. Laughter erupted as other kids said they could hear sounds too, eyes closed. The old man seemed disappointed, thinking his efforts might fail. But then he explained that Spirit Zone was different. It mixed senses. Sound brought smells, light brought tastes, scenes touched skin. These connections were like synesthesia. The old man encouraged our hero, patting his head, promising more sounds with practice. Then he left with the group, back to school. Our hero felt a bit sad. If he'd started training young like aristocrats, he could surpass everyone. Yet he knew there were many gifted kids. Then it happened. A deafening sound. Our hero experienced the true spirit zone. He felt like he was breaking into countless pieces, scattering across the world. In that instant, our hero grasped that he was the entirety of this world. Overwhelmed by the realization, he couldn't help but shed tears. He shivered in the face of such immense infinity. Though it lasted just a heartbeat, that moment enabled him to transcend the ordinary and become boundless. As he dashed along the street lost in thought, pondering these concepts, he accidentally collided with a group of unfamiliar, irate individuals. Their frowns deepened as they took offense at our hero's unintended collision. Swiftly they seized him by the collar, their intentions clear, to teach him a lesson with their fists. Amidst the gathering crowd, a voice arose, questioning their actions. Those responsible turned to see a girl named Amy stepping forward. All eyes shifted, including our hero's, drawn to her presence. Whispers filled the air, speculating if she belonged to the aristocracy. Excuses began to flow, accusing our hero of malicious intent. He defended himself, explaining it was an accident. However, their ears were deaf to his words as blows rained down upon him. Helpless and sprawled on the ground, he coughed from the assault. The assailants declared that he must make amends, even suggesting he bring his mother to answer for his behavior. Silent, our hero lay battered, as the kicks continued. Laughter joined the blows, a cacophony of cruelty. Just then, Amy intervened, demanding the violence cease. Approaching our hero, Amy inquired about his well-being. Struggling for words, our hero maintained his innocence. Yet, Amy intervened, declaring it time to cease the game. She warned that our hero could easily be auctioned off to the South Village as a commoner, free from consequence. Fear gripped our hero's heart. He called for his father, yet his gaze shifted to Amy, who harbored dreams of owning a slave. Her elation was palpable. The men took advantage, pressing closer, taunting that their mistress wished to see him vulnerable. As they closed in, Amy's expression shifted. Suddenly contemplation clouded her features as though reconsidering her actions. She began to ponder the state of our hero. Amy's hesitation offered a glimmer of hope. Her intentions wavered between torture and release. Our hero's thoughts raced, wondering if he had lost his mind. Concurrently he found himself in a spiritual realm, a place beyond the ordinary. Before him stood the very tree his teacher had shown him, the conduit to the magic of wind. It dawned on him that this was his own memory, a recollection of mastering the wind's skill. Bandits were shaking him, but only Amy noticed something wrong. She asked everybody to leave, but our hero could use wind magic without even knowing it. He looked up where his offenders were flying, but in a moment they were already lying on the floor with smashed legs and arms. Amy started to run at our hero and ask him who he was, and how did he learn magic in the first place. Many people started running to the place where there was a surge of mana, so Amy immediately left the scene. Our hero turned around and saw the result of his magic. He understood that if people come here, they will certainly not listen to our hero or exactly what he has to say. Our hero ran as fast as he could and called his father, but deep in his heart he realized that this world is very cold. Here we see the first-ranked nobles, the Karmis family, and the same Amy who had told her father that they had been beaten by a boy had arrived, but he only said she was wounded and that his daughter had most likely skipped her lessons. But she said that all that she had to learn she had learned, so she was not even having fun. Her father asked her when she will grow up, because even if she is a genius, she will be very carefree. Amy went upstairs very menacingly, but her father's words that one day she will be stabbed in the back made her very sad and thoughtful. She looked at her father at one point and asked if he had any acquaintance at the School of Magic, because if so, she asked him to introduce her to him. But winter had already come, so we saw our hero's house again. His father called him and asked where he was, but his mother said that their son had gone to the woods to cut down trees. He wondered what he was doing there because it had not even stopped snowing. He even went into the woods to look for him. His father, while walking in the snowy woods, thought about that spring when he took his son Shire into the woods for the first time. He almost lost him because he said that he was shocked, but it was clear that something was wrong. Our hero stood in front of the tree with his axe in his hands. One could think that he was chopping a tree, but he was thinking about the same magic that he had activated on that fateful day. Our hero simply could not use it afterwards, for it is the magic in which he excelled. Being unconscious, he cannot use his clairvoyance to know what happened in the past, all because he has no knowledge of magic. But he can still enter the spirit's own being. In this state, Our hero could feel absolutely everything that was around him. Touch, forms, smells. He could know everything at once about every tree. He looked around and saw a strange glowing light, but he couldn't figure out what it was. What will happen next? Find out next time by staying tuned for our future recaps. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more great recaps.